What's up guys, it's Luke here, and today I'm going to give you 10 easy tips for new real estate investors to follow. Look, everyone's new at something at some point in time, and after watching this, you will have a starting point to get your investing journey going and plenty of actionable items to tackle. Real quick before we start, if you want to see content like this, please like and subscribe down below. Let's go. The first tip for new real estate investors is don't fail to take action. If you do nothing, you will get nothing. You will just continue on the same path you were on before. If you want more, you have to take more action to get more. You control this 100%, but yet it's one of the things that people fail at the most, and they have complete and total control over it. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. However, it is what happens. You're taking action right now by watching this video, so let's keep taking more action. Tip number 2, get educated. There's so much information out there, start devouring it. Keep reading, listen to those podcasts, read books about real estate. If you don't have the money to buy them, use the library. It's one of my favorite places to go, and it saved me hundreds of dollars in books. There's no reason why you can't get this information. Podcasts typically are free. YouTube is free. Please use YouTube and use my channel. All right, look guys, I've been doing small multifamily investing for a long time, and I still don't know everything there is to know about it. I still learn something new every day. I still read articles. I still watch videos. I still do all of that, and I'm amazed at how somebody comes up with something new, the law changes, something else happens. So we're all constantly learning here, so don't be afraid if you don't know everything. So there's no excuse to not get educated. Having said that, this also leads me to my third tip. You don't need to know everything about everything. Focus on what matters. You just need to know enough about one niche and one strategy that you think you're going to get into. Don't be overwhelmed with knowledge and trying to know everything there is to know about real estate. Figure out what you're interested in and focus in on that. Even the most successful real estate investors in the world who have billions of dollars are not experts in all areas of real estate. They typically have a niche or two that they're really good at, and that's where they make their money, and that's where all their knowledge base is. So just focus on a niche or an area you want to go into. Tip number 4, ask others for help. Build relationships. Learn from others who have more experience than you. As the famous quote goes, you are the average of the 5 people you associate with. And it's absolutely true, so go associate with more successful investors than you. But I'll caution you, don't just walk up to a successful person and say,
"Hey, teach me everything you know, give me all your secrets."
You have to offer value. Offer value in your hustle, your willingness to learn, work for free, do something to get that person's attention and to go, hey, man, I want to help that guy learn more because I can tell he's going to be somebody. You have to offer value to those people. The 5th tip is sweat equity. Don't be afraid to get your hands a little dirty if needed, but also understand that you don't have to. This is how I started, and I occasionally still do it, but it's not the only way. But don't be afraid to put in a little bit of sweat equity. You'll learn a lot. More importantly, you'll learn when your contractors are trying to put something over you, and you'll be able to actually maybe make a little more money or make up some money where you made a mistake on your first or second investment. As you start working on tasks on the house that you're renovating, you'll start to figure out what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you should hire to do, what is really value added, and what's really helpful to pay somebody else to do. And you actually might figure out you're good at some of these trades. And if you're good at some of these trades, there's a lot of money to be saved by doing it yourself. However, and I say this lovingly, please don't violate codes and stuff like that. If it requires a permit, pull the permit. Go down to the city and get that taken care of. The risk involved if something goes bad there is not worth it, to include killing somebody. And nobody wants to have that on their conscience, regardless of the legal ramifications and everything else. So please don't do that. And when it comes to sweat equity, don't be afraid to involve the family as well. Kids make great painters. I mean, you can't use your kids for labor, but if they would like to paint, kids make great painters. And you'll be surprised at what your spouse can do.
You use me for labor all the time.
I'm aware.
You're so lying.
I'm not lying. So Don't be afraid of a little sweat equity. Tip number 6, and it might be a little controversial, get your spouse or your significant other on board with your journey in real estate. It really sucks to get excited, educated, search for, and you finally find your first deal and your significant other shuts it down completely, looks at you like you're crazy, or whatever the case may be. They will be angry at you because you suggested something that in their mind is absolutely crazy because they haven't been on the journey with you to get to that point. And you're going to be angry at them because you feel they don't support you, they're not being supportive. Bottom line is, your marriage is worth more than your net worth, so bring them along and jump in when both of you are ready to do this. The 7th tip for a new investor is budget for property management. Do this even if you don't plan on using property management on your properties. If you can't make enough money while still paying a manager, you didn't buy an investment, guys, you bought a job. If you choose to self-manage like I do, that's great, but don't buy a job. Comment down below if you want to see a video on how I self-manage properties across the country. The 8th tip, do your math. You cannot avoid this. Your wealth depends on doing the math. There are tons of calculators out there that you can download and use them. When you're doing your calculations and you're making your estimates, be conservative and don't fake the numbers or be optimistic. I see it all the time with new investors that I mentor. They come in and they use really optimistic numbers, pie in the sky, everything has to go perfect in order for this investment to barely make any money. That's not a good investment. The numbers don't lie. If you need phantom income like appreciation to make an investment profitable, it's a deal you should walk away from, and the numbers speak to that. The number 9 tip I have for beginning investors is write out your business plan. Oh, before we get started here, I know you're just a beginner. This doesn't need to be super formal, 100-page, lawyer-written document. Just something in writing to let you know where you're going. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? How are you going to get there? Without a roadmap, it's hard to stay on the right path, and a business plan provides exactly that. Additionally, don't be afraid to change your plan. Business plans change all the time, not just for little guys like you and me, but for giant companies. You got to be fluid and you got to be dynamic and got to move based upon what the market's doing or what your business is doing. So write it with the expectation you're going to be updating it and changing it as you go along. The final tip for beginning investors is to treat your business like a business, not a hobby. Create systems, processes, and rules that govern how you do things. Pretend that you'll be handing the business off to someone else very soon, so you need to have carefully defined processes for doing everything. There's a great book out there called The E-Myth Revisited, and it will change your life if you already own a business. And if you don't yet own a business, it will help you set it up correctly from the start and save you tons of time and tons of pain on this journey. I really highly recommend it. But the most important piece is this is serious business and treat it like a serious business. Hobbies are fun. You can take 6-8 months off from them and come back to them whenever you want. How you perform in your hobby doesn't really matter. Nobody cares if you're a scratch golfer or if you're a 25 handicap. However, when you're dealing with real estate, it is real money and it's real wealth you're talking about, and you could be putting your future at risk if you're not treating it like a business. Comment down below and let me know some tips that you think would help new investors, and please like and subscribe to my channel and click the little notifications bell so you know when I post videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.